1, 2, going live. Hey, we're live. Hey, HC Nation, we got some great things coming up on this Sneak Peek Thursday. So today, as you know, actually the last week, we've had a lot of things happening, including the figurines finally coming in. Woo! There we go. The figurines finally coming in. So these are all 6 of the morale counter figurines with an awesome box. These ones are coming in, and they're actually selling like hotcakes. I love being able to say that. And then we have the American Revolution expansion game. So this all just came in as well. So you got the Patriots, you got the British, and that's a pack just of British, just the Patriots. And then you have the game cards. The game cards are full of territories and colonies, and also events that happened throughout the American Revolution. So you're actually literally fighting over the 13 colonies and the 7 territories in order to take over basically everything that was part of the American Revolution. Now, we added a little more to it, and some people have been correcting me when it comes to the American Revolution and the history behind it. American Revolution, Florida was not exactly part of it, yet it was one of the territories around the 13 colonies. So we've added that into the game. So it's there's a little bit of stretching in this game, but we wanted to do that. We wanted to include the Louisiana Purchase, the Indian Reservation, Indian Reserve. So those are some things that were not exactly part of the American Revolution, but ultimately they were part of it because in the end, it all became part of the United States. These are the cards that are on the specific people, both the British and the colonies. And then the events in here are all the events that happened during the American Revolution. Now, of course, it's not all of them, but it's all the major ones. In our curriculum, we cover a lot more of them, but these are to cover everything that's very necessary. And then the colony and territory cards will tell you more about those areas. So we're learning more about the territories, we're learning about the events, and you'll be able to, the retention when it comes to the American Revolution will be astronomical. You'll remember so much more from the American Revolution by playing the expansion game than you will by reading any other textbook. I guarantee that. If it's not true, you come tell me, I'll give you a refund. I can guarantee that the information that you glean from playing this game is going to be a lot more than the American Revolution textbooks you might read from any store, any other source, or anything. Even the audio, these will give you more information than those will. You know why? Because when you're lectured, like if I started lecturing you about General Cornwallis or Paul Revere, you literally only remember about 10% of what you're learning. If you read it, you only retain about 20%. And if you listen to it audibly or visually, only 30%. Now, that's not a very good percentage that's not effective time, is it? If I spend an hour, I want to get everything I can out of that hour. I want to use my time efficiently and effectively. So by playing this game, you actually do, and you will retain more from this game than you will from any of those other textbooks. You might play a little bit more in this than you will in the textbook because, I mean, truthfully, I don't know there's many textbooks I really want to read, right? I'm just saying. Okay, now for the big reveal. Oh, wait a second, no. Got to hold off one more minute. I'm going to give you one more reveal. Another part of the Sneak Peek Thursday is that we're actually changing my background. So I've been showing sorry, yeah, you see my little friends up here. I'm actually teaching a class. And so they're helping me with my class. Disregard those guys. So, but my bookshelf, all the bookshelf, it's going to be a new backdrop. It's going to be a new look for upcoming videos as soon as the set is finished. And we'll be adding to it. So you'll see like the evolution of that, the change that comes with our back. Like certain parts, please put them in the comments. We'd love to know what you think so we can give you the best background possible. And we're going to include in there posters and other things that we're coming up with. Plus, I'm going to bring you through a session of our future. In January, I'm going to walk you through everything that we're going to produce that year so you know exactly what we're producing and when it's going to come out, because we're not doing pre-orders like we did before. It just does not work. And actually, 3 different times pieces of that pre-order, we're wasting a ton of money doing the pre-order. So instead of that, we're going to give a big release. And what we'll probably do is send some of the stuff over to the retailers so they can release it first. It's from the retailers and then you can come to us. So now for the big one. This is a huge change in the company. So we are now working towards funding our app. And actually, we're funding 2 apps. So if you've been to our conventions, you may have seen on our tablets. I think this one's out of batteries, but I'll have it prepared for next week. The apps that we have on these tablets and that go on your phone and other places, other mobile devices, sitting on this for about a year. And we really want to get this out. We've been wanting to get this out for a long time. But the problem is it's like, I'll be really honest, about $80,000 to create an app of our type. And that's because all abilities, which the abilities have to be able to be worked into the system. So if someone's going to increase your morale, that's an easy one. But if someone's going to interrupt some action and reverse another player, those are the kinds of abilities that make creating this kind of app difficult and more expensive. To fund this, we are actually going to create a monthly subscription. So the monthly subscription, you get to choose your level, your membership. You can be a beginner membership. You can have an intermediate, an expert. These will be, yes, they will cost, but it's basically 100% of the proceeds will go towards creating the app. So if you wanted this app, I wanted this app, please subscribe. It's not going to be released yet. We're still working on all the details. But 100% of the proceeds will go to this. It will not go to development of anything else, but to the app. So we've been pumping money into doing the app for a while, and it's going very slow. So this helps us speed it up. And last weekend, I went on Facebook and I asked people, what do you want? What would help you in history? And people were like, your app. You've been promising this app for a year. We want your app. I was like, well, it's really difficult. There's no money to be spent on that because I've been developing, because I've been asked to continue developing by our fans. And so this way we have dedicated all that money that you have in the monthly program completely to the app so that you can get your I do not take even a percentage. I don't even take a penny out of that money. It all goes to the app. This way, if you really want this this app produced, it's right here for you. And we're excited to get it out to you because let me just run through a few of the things. You can play the whole game on the app, and that's all the rules and stuff are built into the program, which means if you don't know how to play the game, you play it on the app, and you automatically know how to play the game because it will run you through what the rules are. Let's see, another function there is our new assessments. So instead of taking tests, you're playing a game and getting tested at the same time. You don't really know it because it's built into the gameplay. Now that's a cool. I'm really excited about that. But the one part that I'm really, really excited about is where we do geocaching. Now, if you know what geocaching is, usually it's where you find a latitude on the map and a longitude. You put those two together and you'll find a location. Now, in geocaching, there's usually a location in there where there's some sort of prize. Well, we're not going to go to 1,000 different historical sites to put a prize on the ground and then probably run out of those spots. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to make it so you bring your computer and we might have a barcode on a rock. We might have, if you have a digital signal, a Wi-Fi signal or such, you'll be able to download it right there. And you get a rare card specific to that one national historical location. It could be a national park. It could be a museum, a private museum. It could be a private location that's just very significant. It could be the Grand Canyon for all purposes. But we want to be able to allow you to go around and get rare cards that are completely digitalized. And yes, people have asked me if there's a way of getting them physical as well.
And yes, there probably will be. As soon as we get them made for the app, we have so many places that we can cover and so many people that have been begging us to get this app going that we have now created a way to fund it 100%. And we'll actually be accountable to you about where that money's going. And as a member, you'll be able to see that accountability as well. No other company does that. I can almost guarantee there are maybe 1%, 0.001% of companies would actually divulge the money that's going in for a certain product. Well, a lot of times they don't want competitors to know. Another thing is it's none of their customers' business. Well, actually, it is. You've been part of this the whole time. You've been begging me for certain things, and we continue to develop exactly what you've been asking for. This is it. So this is just one of the apps. The second app is the one I'm really excited about. The second app, I'm trying to figure out if I'm allowed to say this. Oh, well, as you know, I like to talk before talking to my partners about this stuff. So the next app is the most, dang, oh, I'll try to make it vague, but at the same time, giving you as much information as possible. It's the most interactive and intense history resource that's ever been developed. And it was discussed on Facebook a while ago. So if you really want to go find it, you can go back through our archives. But this app will be revolutionized or will revolutionize the education system because it'll tell you all the connections between certain historical events, such as, let me see, how the American Revolution influenced the French Revolution. Did you know about that? Ben, he went over to France and they saw the success that the American Revolution was having. And after the American Revolution, they actually asked the United States to help them, yet we didn't have the money because we had just spent it on the American Revolution. And probably they didn't want to get into the middle of it because it was a civil war inside of France. So that's one connection that a lot of people don't put together: the French Revolution and the American Revolution. What about there's the story, the Christian story of Christ's birth? Now, did you know that Mark Antony and Cleopatra, Mark Antony, a Roman, actually helped with the birth of Christ? Actually played a big part in the birth of Christ. You can look up online. You can look it up on our Christmas catalog. But we actually give the story of how Mark Antony, with the help of Cleopatra, because Rome would not fund his adventure, his battle, his fight, his army to go take back Jerusalem from the see, I know the history, but I just don't know the names. I'm really bad with names. But the group that had taken over Jerusalem, and then all of a sudden, Mark Antony puts Pontius Pilate in there. Again, I'm not remember exactly the names of when, where, but in there, and they had to do a census of all the people that still lived in Jerusalem after they conquered the land. And so it's really interesting how it all fits together. And that was about 4 or 6 BC. Oh man, I'm sorry. I did not expect to bring that part up. So I wasn't even going to talk about it. Anyways, all these connections with our resource, it will be divulged. It will come out so everybody can see it and everyone will know it. So it's going to be the most important resource out there. And we're going to give it to you with the help of funding this app. Now, the great thing is the person that we're going to hire with this funding will be able to do both apps, one first and then the second. So we're going to have the game first, and then we're going to have that resource. But we're going to be working on them at the same time. Just most of the emphasis will go on creating the game app because people have been begging us to get this out for a long time. The second one will be that resource. So I know I've gone a little long-winded. It's 15 minutes. Didn't mean to do that. Almost 15. So I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sneak Peek Thursday. We will catch you next time. Thanks again, and hope everything goes well for you this week and next. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow, hopefully on a Fans Know Friday. Anyways, we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.